Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something very interesting. We're recapping the South African Closed Chess Championships Round 1. This is by far one of the... I want to call it the most prestigious chess tournament, but it's closed. Only a select number of players in South Africa have been invited. It is the best of the very best South African chess has to offer. And in Round 1 we got an absolute banger. Now, we're only covering one game today. I promise this will change in a couple of future videos. I've been very busy today, and there were some minor problems with some of the DGT boards that they were using. All seems to have been rectified, but we're just covering this first game, and it's very interesting. We've got James Dinham. I covered a game of his played recently against a content creator, Sadistic Tushi, and Daniel Barish, who played at the FIDE World Cup. He played against Rudik Sidwani. So if I, change tabs here, you can see in his first game there, he drew against Rudik Sidwani, a grandmaster from India. He unfortunately lost the second game and was then knocked out of the World Cup. But he still drew a GM. So how does this game start? Well, James has got the white pieces. He plays e4. We get c6, Caro-Kann defense, d4, d5, and we go for the classical Caro-Kann with knight to c3, not going for the advanced and not going for the fantasy. We get takes, knight takes, bishop to f5, knight drops back to g3, bishop to g6, and now h4. h6 is played, h5, bishop h7, knight f3, knight d7, bishop to d3, bishop takes, queen takes, and now e6. I've kind of raced through it a little bit because this is all theory. All theory. e6, and now you would like as black to put your bishop here, so sometimes white will play this to disallow this. Sometimes you will castle queenside, because, castling kingside always feels like it's a bit risky. So we get bishop to f4, now check, bishop drops back, and now you get to play bishop to b4. Again, these players still know what they're doing, but it is very interesting and dynamic. We get knight to e4. This is a move I've not seen before. Like, I've seen this line with the queen giving a check and the bishop dropping back. Now, what I've seen in some games is queen c7 as well. It's just going back, and now the bishop can't go back there, and now you play bishop d6. But there's knight e4 in this, There's knight e4 in this instance, disallowing this. You obviously can't go here. That's a bad move. You simply play knight takes c5, pawn takes queen takes c5. These players did not blind pawn on move 12. So bishop d2, bishop here, now knight to e4 all the same. Knight g to f6, check. King comes forward. Obviously, you can't take back with the bishop. So Daniel's intentionally allowed his king into the center. We get the knight dropping back. Now, bishop takes is the best move. We're still in some theory, kind of. These players are a bit on their own now. Knight f takes d2. Debating which knight to take with. Queen to c7 now drops back. And now long castles. And this game is going to be very dynamic from here. We've got b5, check, c5, pawn takes, knight still hanging, but if you take this knight, I will push and win that knight back. So we get knight takes c5, now my knight goes to b3, put pressure on the pin piece. Again, if you take, I take here. So we get rook hc8, and now my knight drops back to e3. So some tactical complications there. James very sharp, but it is probably still better for the black pieces, ever so slightly. You might be tempted to give a check, but this knight is guarding mate, so not quite yet. So we get queen b6, now rook h4, a5, knight takes, rook takes, and now rook hd4. Daniel Barish is better. He's better if he continues with the attack and he plays b4, but he waits just a second too long, rook c8, and now g4 comes. And James is going to get that attacking momentum again. We get queen to a4. We get rook to 1 to d2. Yes, there's queen h2, but I can play b3. You can bring your knight in. I will take. And now check. And now your king is still in the center. And now he might get forced about. And now the queen is looking to infiltrate. Takes. Look at this move. If you take my rook, I take your rook with check. So you take back. But now James is better. Check. Rook comes in. I get my queen here. It's level. Queen f6. It's not level anymore. Now they're in time pressure. There's only a couple minutes left on the clock. This seems like such a natural move. You pin the rook. You're trying to create a way to win it. But there's, yes, there's king b1, but there's also queen e3. No, not queen e4. Queen e3. And the queen is getting in. Can go to the back rank. Defends the rook. Can slide the other rook. Can give a check. Can give a check. The best move here is something like rook a5. And now there's, like queen g3 check. And then you have to play king d7. Everything else is losing. And now you would have queen f4. And then, trading queens here is better for white. King b1 not quite as winning. Rook a5 now. Now we've got mate threats if that rook is pinned. Now, it's not pinned to the king, but it is pinned to mate. But there's check here. And now we're getting in. Queen e5. Takes. James is going to have to win this endgame. They do have bonus time, and we'll talk about the format in just a moment. f6 is a blunder because there's rook takes b4. You can bring the other rook back, but I just go to d4. And you can try and take that, but I will take this. So it takes, rook f takes d5, king moves over to e6, check, forces at least one of the rooks off the board. A series of blunders here. So rook d7 is not a good move. What you should do is just take on c6. Rook takes c6, and be happy with this position, and play something like rook f4. And you'll be fine. And there's, for example, rook c8. You can play like king b2 and whatnot. Rook d7 is unnecessary because there's a king e8. King e8 is what you should be doing. Instead, king e6 comes, and now James is probably like, well, I can make a mating net. I'm going to mate him. We're forming a mating net. But there's now rook c1 check. The best move for black, the only move is f5. If takes, then king takes king takes f5. Would have been played. Rook c1 check is incorrect. King b2, you can give another check. I'm going to run out. And now you play f5. It's too late. Rook takes g7. Pawn takes. Rook takes. I'm up 2 pawns in a rook endgame. I just need to probably trade off one set of rooks. I do that. And this is completely winning for James Dinham. And he goes on to pick up the victory. He just has to convert. They did get extra time. It is a very long time control for when you have to play 2 games a day. They played 2 games today. In round 1, it was James Dinham defeating Daniel Barish. Now, if I go over to the secondary tab, you can see here, in terms of the round 1 results, it looks, if I turn on the results tab, it looks like this. Now, you can see, like, this game, there's no results. This game, there's no results. There is the women's sections games also loaded on here if you would like to check them out. You can see there have been some problems with the DGT boards. So, I will tell you about all the day's results completely in the next video covering round 2. In the overview of the section though, this is a 12-player round robin. If we look at the players, you can see, oh, it's got the scores there. Damn it. Anyway, it's a 12-player round robin. They've got 90 minutes for the first 40 moves, plus 30 minutes and 30 seconds per move after the 40th move. So once you get to move 40, you get an extra 30 minutes, and you get an extra 30 seconds bonus. It's being held in Sandton in South Africa, and you can see there is the open, there is, it's called the adults closed, there's no, I don't know why it's called the adults closed. If I go into chess results, you can see it's the 2026 South African Chess Championship. If we go to the starting rank of players, maybe then instead of round 2 and pointing all the results, you can see the highest rated player in the section is Jan Karsten. Then there's Daniel Crowley, Daniel Barish, Jack Van Zyl-Rudd, Banele Mhango, Judah Nathan Levitan, Caleb Levitan, who video made, Calvin John Klaasen, Michael Simpson, a newly minted IM, Carlton Mayansa, James Dinham, and Kanya Masibuko. All, the lowest rated player is 2069, highest rated player is 2365. Almost everyone is a title player except 2 players. James Dinham is the 6th seed. I don't know why the numbers aren't in the right order. This is the starting rank. They're ranked according to rating. They might have been seeded differently. Yeah. So very, very interesting indeed. In terms of the women's section, starting rank list of players, it's gonna give you the round 2 results, but please check out the video. Chloe Banthorst, and then you've got Dia Naidu. I don't know all of these players well. I have heard a lot about Chloe. She's been representing South Africa. Very, very top player. Dia Naidu, I've played tournaments with, where she was also playing. She was at the South African Open. She was at a couple of my tournaments. The first ever tournament I played, she was there, and she did quite well. So yeah. And we went to the same school. She might have moved schools now. She's a very good player. Anyway, that's all to say. South African Open Closed Chess Championships. They're on. You can follow them on Lichess. You can follow them live on Lichess when the DG2 boards are working. I just realized the background music has been on the whole time. Oops. If it's been bothering you, I do apologize. But yeah, it's really on. It's really cool. And you should watch it. You should follow. It's the best players in South Africa battling it out. Cheers.